is what I call a speech, kid. It's the only one I got. I only give it once, so pay attention. Till now, it's all been fun and games, cops and robbers, Dunkin' Donuts. But you're in the shit now.
I think Harrigan rhymes with arrogant in some sort of way, and I think this cop is somewhat that. He's full of his own, you know. He says he lives in a rough time, a rough period, and he says these are my streets, and I want to know what's going on.
Danny's got a big heart. He's a wonderful giving actor. We did Lethal Weapon 1 together, then we traveled to Japan and China and Australia together, promoting it.
Working with Danny, I have to tell you, he's been such a hero of mine. It was the same way with, working with Arnold on the first pictures. You see these people, and all of a sudden you're opposite them. Danny has got such good energy, and he's always so committed. When he's chasing me, he's really after me. When I'm after him, he's really running. It's been really fun. It's been fun.
I really wanted to work with Danny. I kind of felt like if we had an actor who you weren't used to being in these sort of roles, but who had this kind of strong physicality, that he might bring something to a character that really didn't have much chance to really, you didn't have much chance to find out about him.
I found it kind of interesting to be playing opposite him because it's almost like I felt like I was watching him on TV or something. It's like, oh wait, it's my line now. But no, he's very centered. He's very methodical, and he's almost like hypnotic in his acting. Brings you in so much that you really can't help but listen to him if he's talking to you in a scene, which is the best thing that you can possibly be doing, is actually really listening.
Now, don't get me wrong. We need good cops down here, and they say you're good at what you do. But the team comes first. That's it.
It's like making a cake, and he's got a good content of batter and the variation of spices that go into making a performance. Danny's got the energy to put forth life on the celluloid.
You don't know what you're dealing with, and I'm warning you, stay the fuck out of my way.
It's wonderful to be to work with Gary again. It's like family again, It's always nice about this business. Sometimes you get a chance, but often you don't. But sometimes you get a chance to work with people who you admire and people that you've worked with before.
I guess you're wondering what we're doing here in these barbecue outfits. Well, it's easy. We're going in after another world life force from another galaxy that has a self-defense mechanism that we don't understand. It's intangible to this time and space. It's actually from the theory of relativity and from the theory of quantum mechanics. Take those properties and equalize them, and you have the quantum theory of gravity, which is a discussion of how this universe started and how it will end. The Predator knows that information already. It is our job and our objective to go capture the Predator, sit him down, have a talk with him, find out why he does what he does, how he does what he does, and where he gets the weaponry and the defense mechanisms he uses in order to obtain his goal. And that is our goal. If we don't achieve that goal, we will be turned into vapor clouds made of small pink particles known on Earth as blood.
Gary Busey had worked on Lethal Weapon with Joel, so he really wanted, him to be in the film, and, which I was completely happy about because he's quite a character.
No, I think it was good for the team. I just need my glasses!
David glasses, you see what happens? You get in the movies and what happens? You get some sunglasses that cost $5,000. You lose them in the chopper, they take them away, you never see them again. They say it's an e-ticket ride, but it's not. It's a Fox ticket ride, and I'm having a ball.
But Gary hadn't done a film for a couple of years because he had a terrible motorcycle accident, which he was very lucky to survive, and in fact died for a while, and regaled us with all these stories about what it felt like, the afterlife.
December 4th, 1988, at 1:15 in the afternoon, I hit the concrete going 45 knots. And I had some out-of-body experiences, and I went to the other side. So there's a real curious element in what is out of this world, and we're just merely a speck in the whole thing.
He's just such a huge character. It was great to have him playing a role that otherwise would have been played by some nerdy scientific, kind of feeling person.
Lions, the tigers, the bears. Oh my.
Trophies. That's the game, isn't it, Keys?
You're the lion. This is his jungle.
Hold 1 second. I can't remember the name of my my partner. What's Bill Paxton. Okay. So the team is Danny Glover and Ruben Blades and Billy Paxton and myself. And we are the 4 detectives that are fighting this mafioso stuff.
She kind of reminded me mostly of more of this policewoman that I knew who we were using as a consultant.
Maria was kind of like, she said, well, I can't get to know you too well. You know, we're not supposed to like each other in the movie. I'm her new partner, and I've got this reputation for being a real loner. Yeah, and the idea that I got a partner hurt or killed before I came to this division, and she's worried about that.
You try that cowboy shit with me, fucking you can kiss this. Goodbye. Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
I love it when she puts on her tough thing with me, because underneath I know she's just a really genuinely sweet, warm, affectionate person.
Maria Conchita Alonso is a Venezuelan actress who is also an accomplished musician. I met her in Venezuela many years ago as a musician. At the time, she was also working in television. She was doing soap operas.
Maria and I have the same birthday, and she loves onions and garlic. She's a lovely singer.
Gary Busey is also here, but the predator is not after him. Oh! He's after me, but so, there he is.
That's really an onion. It looks like an Oreo, but it's an onion. This girl loves onion and garlic because that's the only thing the predator will go for. So she eats onions and garlic. They look like Oreos, and I'm not kidding you. If I was kidding you, I wouldn't be here. I'd be somewhere else in a different suit of clothes, working in a regular job.
Gary,
thank you very much.
Here, have your cookie.
Thanks. I'll see you
You're
later.
welcome. Bye.
Nobody says shit like Maria.
No, I've been feeling like shit the whole week.
Feel like shit. No, but Ruben is my second time around with Ruben, and it was a joy the first time, and Ruben's my brother in a way, and it's equally a joy this time.
And I'm playing Danny Archuleta. He's a detective here in Los Angeles. I'm a partner with Danny Glover.
I knew of Ruben Blades, who's this great rock singer and this up-and-coming politician in Panama at the time. And he's just so natural. I kind of felt it was great to have someone like himself, someone you didn't expect in that role. And so not everyone was like these huge, hunky, enormous, bodybuilders.
He's got the essence of purity in terms of performing what the content of his character is. And where he is going in his mind and heart is his character.
Chiefs La Victoria, Chiefs to die for.
One night we had a few days shooting crammed into one location, and the sun was coming up, and we'd got almost everything, and we had this enormous camera set up. It was a vehicle with a crane on top, with another crane on top of that, and the camera fell about 100 feet and followed Ruben through this elaborate car park, and we had to make it simpler because as the light was coming up, we weren't able to shoot. There was no way we'd come back to that location. So I went out. No one could tell me where he was. I went out and I saw him being interviewed. And of course, the actors are being interviewed all the time, and then you take them off the interviews and they go back to interviews afterwards. And I couldn't understand. I was saying to the first assistant, Josh McLaglen, who's my friend, said, "What's going on with this guy? We're waiting for inside. We're ready, and this guy's being interviewed. And now give me an answer." So I rushed across and I just grabbed him and said, "Ruben, we've got to go." And he kind of ignored me. And everyone ignored me, so I didn't know what was going on. I said, "Guys, we have to shoot." And I kind of grabbed the earpiece and helped him out of the chair. So we look, and I started talking what about the scene was about and walking away with him. And it was, dawn, last shot. I go home. I wake up that night to do the next night shooting with like 100,000 messages in the answering machine because I didn't realize I'd taken him off live. He was being interviewed by Joe in London from New York live on Good Morning America. And so I was in deadly trouble because I'd cursed on screen in front of many millions of people, and it looked like I treated Ruben badly, who was a sort of a Latino icon, and I got death threats on the phone and all sorts of terrible things, and of course I didn't mean to do any of that. So we shot the next night, and then after shooting the next night, Ruben and I went to a studio in downtown LA, and we were going to do something mischievous like have a fight, but we didn't, and then I had to talk to a camera, and we got interviewed by Joan London from New York. And actually, since then, they've never done a live interview. That was the last one they've ever done. But I was very famous for about 10 minutes there.
Yeah, let's get the rest of them. We can.
Just got orders from Chief Heinemann. He says secure perimeter, surround building, and wait.
Wait, for what? I don't know. Some bullshit special unit, the feds, the DEA.
I play a character. His name is Detective Jerry Lambert. He's the new kid on the block.
And Bill Paxton had been in a couple of Jim Cameron films and a few things I'd seen, he was just so funny and so outrageous and just so didn't care about, you know, putting out this huge performance. So it was fun.
So I went in to meet him, and I put on this suit that I thought maybe the character would wear. Sometimes I'll go in with an element of costume. I don't want these directors to have to stretch their imagination too much, you know. So I went in, we had a great meeting. Really, just a good rapport, it was just a good vibe, and I felt like it went really well. And I expected to be called back to read for the part. 2 days later, I found out I had an offer, which really thrilled me. That meant a lot to me. That meant that the director had met me, he knew my previous work, and I mean, he'd seen Near Dark and Alien stuff, and he just said, yeah, I want Bill Paxton. And that's the greatest thing an actor can have going into a movie.
Bill Paxton, he's got the energy of a government mule.
I'll handle it. PR's my specialty.
Feds just sent word they want your ass off the job.
Tony, my man!
Who the hell are you?
Your biggest fan!
How you doing, everybody? I'm Morton Downey Jr. In Predator 2, I play a gorilla-like street reporter by the name of Anthony Pope.
Well, Morton was sort of quite the celebrity pre-Jerry Springer character at the time, and he had he had an outrageous TV show. He would bring people on who were deliberately abrasive and political and loud, and then he would attack them on camera and scream at them. It was all play acting, it was all made up. He makes quite a splash in the film, and he's definitely the guy you want to, you know, punch out.
Hey, Harrigan! More victims, more mutilation! Fuck you!